6:42 here on your Friday morning. So the genetic testing company 23andMe recently started the federal bankruptcy process, leaving millions of users wondering what that actually means for their very specific personal data. The company's trying to find a buyer right now and insists that their company's info is protected. So what should you do if you're affected by this? Attorney Dave Beatrice is taking a look in this week's edition of Legally Speaking. He's back with us. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a hot minute. I was in Cincinnati, Marion County, San Diego, Tampa, all week trips, but I gotta straighten the record first.
Okay.
Before we're gonna. Brian was in here slamming me a little bit last week. Brian doesn't serve the people in the control room, and the people in the control room, if they could do something, they acknowledge. He just throws it up there and goes, "Oh, I'd go better donuts than Dave." No, he doesn't. I actually serve people in here. Okay, so now let's talk about this.
Okay, so it seems kind of unsettling that your genetic information is basically for sale in this. How should we go about handling this if we're affected, if we were a customer?
So if you're one of the people out there that signed up for 23andMe, you need to immediately go there and get rid of all your genetic information.
You can download it and keep the information for yourself, though,
yes,
right?
you can. But in a bankruptcy sale, technically, they're supposed to keep that. But, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about your genetic information, and look, there's nothing more personal and more private than your genetic information. And believe me when I tell you, the next wave is insurance companies getting a hold of your genetic information to determine insurance rates and stuff like that, and whether, believe me, that's coming. We don't have a lot of privacy interests here in America, and next week I'd like to physically show people, not that I'm preemptively telling you what we're going to do next week, I'm going to show people how this thing, you know, while I'm over here on Instagram, but how your phone is a beacon, a homing beacon. And even though you don't think it's tracking you, it's tracking you. And I'm going to show people how to make it not track you.
Okay. So in this, is there any guarantee, I guess? It sounds like there isn't. If a company buys them, that they could do something, wouldn't do something nefarious, I guess, with your information.
Well, so here's the problem. Do you know when you download an app and they give you terms of service?
Yeah.
How many times have you read those?
Literally zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Right, you go vroom, 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 accept. Right. So I don't know what people accepted or didn't accept. They do have a rule that it's to be private. Look, what happened was they had a huge data leak. They got hackers in there. 7 million people's genetic information went out into the ethosphere. They got sued, and then their stock went down. It was once a $6 billion market cap company, and now they can't even find a buyer for it. And so what I want to tell people is, one, when you download an app, if you don't want to read all the other stuff, at least read the privacy interest stuff. Number two, if you did 23andMe, you can go there, you can download your stuff and make sure they delete it. And if you don't do that, technically, if it gets sold, although the subsequent company has to abide by it, they can make up their own terms of service. So, you know, you got to be careful out there. In America, we don't have a lot of privacy when it comes to our phones. I wish Congress would change that. They have more protections for your privacy in the European Union and the laws they've passed than we have here in America. Call me a skeptic, but I think big tech companies have sort of influence Congress one way or another on that. But I think it's, you know, cuts across all political spectrums that your phone, people shouldn't be able, you know, it freaks you out sometimes. You'll be talking on the phone and you'll do an internet search.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to YouTube. You go to YouTube and all of a sudden you're getting stuff about you asked about, right?
Yep. We were just talking. I was talking with my director in our first hour about a music video. He goes, "When this pops up as a search thing later on," he goes, "I'm going to know."
Yeah, it absolutely happens.
Good to have you back.
Good to have you. And Brian doesn't serve them back there, everyone. Just want you to know. Don't let him come in here. Brian he's just the front for the NSA.
Oh, wow.
Okay, he water tortures your brain.
There is just a battle going on in their office. Thankfully, we get fed as a result. All right, thank you so much.